Okay, online news publications have taken a big hit recently with SEO, with Facebook, with a lot of these ways that they used to get a ton of traffic. So today, I'm going to answer the question, are online news sites doomed? Okay, if you have an online news site, I would love to hear about it. Make sure to leave a link to the online news site in the comments below. I'd love to check it out. Also, make sure to click the subscribe and the bell button if you're on YouTube so you make sure that you don't miss any future videos. Okay, so it's definitely getting harder for news sites out there. Traffic is down for news sites for SEO and for Facebook. Both of those sites, Google and Facebook, are sending less traffic to news sites. So does that mean that they're doomed? I'm not really sure if that's necessarily the case, and this is really important, right? They're not doomed, but only if they follow a specific strategy that I'm going to lay out within this video. So in this video, I'm going to show you the way where online news sites will not be doomed and what they can do so that they just don't become obsolete. Okay, so the first thing they're going to need to do to not be doomed is build their own audiences. This is absolutely critical for these online news sites to continue to do very well. So yes, they want to keep doing SEO. Yes, they want to keep ranking higher. Yes, they want to keep trying to show up in the Facebook algorithm. Yes, they want to do these general organic things that have set them traffic for a long time. That's still going to be important, but they need to also build their own audiences. So the first thing that they need to do is make sure they're building their own advertising audiences. By building their own advertising audiences, they're going to be able to send ads to these people, drive people back to the website over time. This is an asset that they own. Number two, push notifications are a great way for news sites to have people coming back on a consistent basis. So I highly recommend all news sites look at push notifications as a way to get returning users. Item number three, investing in social communities. So Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, Facebook pages, the audiences around Facebook pages, making sure they're building up networks of communities on all of the major platforms. So from YouTube to Twitter to Facebook to Instagram to Pinterest, continually pushing out content, building up these communities, driving traffic back from the communities and growing those communities. That's going to allow them to have more sustainability. Next item, get inside of Google Discover. Google Discover now has hundreds of millions of users a month, and people are just flocking to it. So news sites can get into Google Discover and they can get a huge amount of traffic, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of visitors a month. I've seen it in analytics accounts already. So Google Discover is a big thing. If you want to learn more about Google Discover, check out the Ignite Visibility blog. I wrote an article on it and I'll also have a video coming out on it as well. Next item, no-click optimization in Google. So this is a new thing and it's something I've been working on a lot. We've got a system for it here at Ignite Visibility, my digital marketing agency, but this is a way to show up inside of Google in things like the knowledge panel, the local pack, inside of any of the Google Assistant area. And this is areas where you might not necessarily get a visitor, but they're still surfacing your content. So news sites need to think about no-click optimization. How are they going to show up in areas where they might not necessarily get a click, but it's going to be really good for their brand so that more people see their brand? Okay, the next thing, they have to run ads, right? At this point, if they create a great piece of content, a lot of people like it, they should be advertising that. Content is expensive, so why not take some of that same money and put it into advertising that content so that you can get exponential reach? So if you have 30 days worth of articles, what are the 5 best ones that you can advertise all around the web so that you can grow your user base? Next, ramp up content promotion. It's a real simple game within news sites. The more you publish, the more traffic you're going to get. That's how it works. I mean, you can't do low quality stuff, but if you publish more of the same high quality stuff, stuff, you're going to get more traffic. That's why, the big sites in some cases do hundreds of thousands of articles a month. No joke. BuzzFeed, hundreds of thousands of articles a month. That's a big, big deal. I have a friend who does 1,200 articles a month on his news site. A lot of it is scale, but it's got to be quality scale based off of specific verticals that website serves. So outside of just publishing a lot of content, you also want to do an evergreen content strategy. So it's really important that news sites understand it's not just about volume, but what are those top 100 categories, those top 100, 200 pages where you need evergreen content that is going to rank in Google for your biggest terms. What are those biggest terms, those biggest pages that are going to send the most traffic so that you make sure that those are always quality, they're always getting refreshed. Okay, the next thing that I highly recommend for all news sites is create an application. And not just create an application, market the heck out of that application on your own news site and build up a whole community around that app, right? And don't just market it through your own news site, market it through advertising. I was working with a client, we were getting them over 50,000 downloads a month of their app. Think about building up that user base and really getting that real estate on somebody's phone. It's gonna be incredibly valuable for any news site and really any business out there that can benefit from an app and returning users. Okay, next, I would invest heavily in email marketing, but also email automation. So, of course, emailing out the best stories and the digests and doing that by vertical and what people are the most interested in on your news site, but also automation. You've got so much content. So, creating an opt-in where somebody gets a series of 100 articles or 50 articles over 30 or 60 days so that they keep coming back to the site and learning more and learning more and learning more. Think about what's the sequence of information that the user should be picking up from your website, and how can they learn in creating an educational automation sequence or even just an entertaining automation sequence. That's going to be a great way to re-engage that user and get traffic coming back. Okay, next, I highly recommend you run contests on a consistent basis. Whenever you run a contest, people get engaged, they like the brand, it creates this kind of viral effect in many cases where more people see it. So make sure that you have a strategy where you're doing contests on a consistent basis so that you're engaging your user base. It's also a good idea to do PR stunts, to do industry studies, to do things to create a buzz, right? In any online news publication, buzz is a big part of that. Now, you want to create a buzz. You don't want to do anything that's too over the top or detrimental to somebody or some other business or something like that, right? Don't go too nuts. You don't want to hurt the credibility of your publication, but general PR stunts, general things that can go viral, and then industry studies can be really fantastic because you want to get picked up in other people's news consistently. That's kind of become the name of the game. The news site wants to create the news for the other news sites. Finally, the last thing I would say is don't just rely 100% on advertising for your news site. I've worked with so many different news sites, and I've seen some start from nothing, go to 20 million, 50 million visitors a month. They're so happy, but they're just relying on advertising and they don't really have that fully figured out. They're not making the amount of money that they want for the effort. It's so much traffic. For me, I've seen it a bunch of times. Don't rely just on ads. Instead of that, start thinking about what's a product that you can tie to it. What's a service that you can tie to it? What's a high volume, high ticket item you can attach to that content that's going to make you way more money than just CPM, cost per 1,000 impression on an ads or, clicks on an ad or something like that. There are so many people out there online who want to get access to that traffic. So think about who will pay the most for that traffic and how you can build a business model around that. So online news sites are not doomed, but they need to evolve. They need to stay scrappy. They need to do these things that I talked about today. If they want to continue to be successful, if they want to continue to keep making money, these are things that I would highly recommend. If you like this video, make sure to give me a comment, make sure to give me a like, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.